Mr. X, today is January 31st, 2020. That means it is time for our monthly session of Why I Went Broke. And as you see, it's pretty intense. So we're filming from outside because this month I spent a lot of money on crap. So stay tuned to find out what crap it was and start placing your wagers right now. How many high-end purchases did I make? Put down in the comments below and let's see who wins. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. My name is Mr. X. Today is why I went broke in January 2020. We go over a number of different things in this segment. We go over pieces that I really wanted to buy, but I did not. And we call that hashtag restraint. We're going to go over any pieces that I had coming in that I canceled. It's a newer part of the segment. It sucks, but we're going to talk about reasons why. And we go over pieces that I purchased. And some of these pieces I already received. Some of them I'm going to receive next month. And some probably 2030 because it takes forever to create a statue sometimes. And we don't just talk about statues. We talk about other major purchases. And at the end of this, there is a big one. That's what she said. So let's jump right in. And I'm really excited about today because we're actually going to add a fourth category that's going to be reoccurring. And the reason for that is I spent $10,000+ on something this month other than the normal categories. And we're going to talk about that. So first category, let's jump right in. Didn't purchase any new big trips or anything like that. I did book a staycation. I'm super excited. I haven't done a staycation before in my life. That is, if you're unfamiliar with that, a staycation is where you don't go to work, but you stay at home. That's coming up over spring break. Gonna spend it with my family and probably a lot with you guys and a lot with the Kegregator. So that is exciting. I do have some other big trips we'll talk about in other segments. Actually, check tomorrow's segment is Xtreme Expos. So everything exciting that's happening in February. There's not a lot, but I also went broke, by the way, this month because I had 3 children that had birthdays. Mr. X, how many children do you have? Shh. We don't want the women to know. But that was a pretty bad joke. Sometimes I have bad ones. I usually just keep them in. If you don't like it, move on. But yeah, let's just jump right in. These are the pieces that I canceled that were supposed to arrive. So the high-end collectibles. There was something else I was going to tell you. I don't remember. All right, I should really script these, but it's really early in the morning right now. First piece that I canceled is by Sideshow Collectibles. It is their premium format Spider-Man. I canceled this for 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm not a big fan of the neck seam. Number 2, I currently have 2 other Spider-Men. One is the original Comiquette right here. And then this one is a custom piece. And I really like both of these. And then I have another one that actually will be in the video tomorrow you can check out. So congrats to everybody who got them. Not for me. Eventually I'm getting away from my Spider-Man collection. You guys should know that. Number 2, I only canceled 2, was also by Sideshow Collectibles. It was their Logan premium format. In the end, I just didn't love the portraits on this, and for so many Wolverines out there, custom and licensed, I think you need to love them. Plus, the entire mixed media is a bit of a turnoff for me for a $600 piece. I know it's just under that. So I ended up canceling him as well. These, I actually did lose my no reserve or non-refundable deposit. I've never done that before. I think once. I just didn't care. It is what it is. So those are the pieces that were canceled. Not a big deal. Not a lot going on. But you will not see those in the Xtreme collection. Next, I want to talk about hashtag restraint. These are pieces that I actually really wanted, and some I became so freaking close. They were actually in my cart, or I was about to make a bid. And there's a lot this month, so I'm very proud of myself. Some really strong hashtag restraint. This first one, I don't know if it's actually gone up for PO yet or not, but I'm not going to get, but I really need one, is the Domino. I have an X-Force collection, and I need an awesome Domino, and this one looks great. It's a custom piece from one of my favorite commission groups. Then another one that I actually planned to buy a long time ago, and it finally became available worldwide, is the Dragon Ball Z Goku from Prime 1. This piece right here is phenomenal. I have 2 other realistic Dragon Ball Z pieces. You can check out one of the reviews right here. My waitlist converted for the Iron Studios T-Rex Attack. And I ended up passing on this simply due to the size, and I want Prime 1 Studios T-Rex instead, the Rotunda. But I was trying to find some YouTube videos on this, and I only found a few, but nothing that was really detailed. Speaking of Jurassic Park, I almost wanted Prime 1's Blue statue. Some collectors started getting this in hand, and it looked phenomenal. But I want my dinosaurs to be fierce, and this is more of a subtle thing. This next restraint one was probably my hardest, that's what she said, is the Alita bust from Queen Studios. I think this is going to be their best piece to date. The reason I didn't get this is I only get villains or monster busts or anti-heroes, and she's none of those. So I did resist on this, and I know I'm getting the Wonder Woman and Superman. I meant within Marvel. I guess she's not Marvel. I don't know why. It's a rule. I just can't get the bust. But it's fantastic looking. And same with this bust from Elite Creature Collectibles. I don't know much about it. The storyline behind him was pretty cool. Draxian. This looks so badass, and it's ECC, and the price point is on. It was only like $1,200 or $1,300. Very, very cool piece that unfortunately I did pass on. And the last pass was the Iron Studios Hulk. Started seeing videos in collectors' hands, and I thought he looked way better than I originally thought he would. But in the end, the reason I didn't get him before he ran out of stock, I could have, he was still there, was his weight. 97 pounds. A statue that weighs 97 pounds. So before we jump into what high-end collectibles I actually purchased in the month of January, I want to talk about that extra $10,000 purchase. And this is going to be a new part of the channel, and I'm actually really excited about it. Or not part of the channel, but part of the monthly segment. I spent over $10,000 on statues that were shipping. And I don't mean on the balance of the statues, I mean on the shipping prices. I spent over 10 grand this month on shipping. And some of them arrived, some of them have not yet, especially with Chinese New Year coming up. But what I want to do of the why I went broke, because shipping is significant. Some of these pieces, north of 500. One was 900. Most of you probably know. I want to talk about everything that came in, just a quick once over. Some of them I've reviewed, some of them I haven't. And then I also want to tell you what my top favorites were that came in that month. So let's jump right into that. What actually arrived in the month of January. First was this custom Loki on Throne. First piece I reviewed, very, very cool. And I'm going to go through these kind of quick. Here's the Weta Golem. A Prime 1 Bumblebee. My throne chair that I'm sitting in. Doctor Doom on Throne, custom piece. Prime 1 Studios Megatron arrived this month. I don't know if that review's dropped yet or not. This mask from Jack of the Dust. This review has not dropped yet. And then it went custom crazy. First is this Silver Surfer statue that you guys know I loved. So he's definitely going to be in the top ranking. This Superman statue, which was amazing. And then tons of X-Men related stuff. Mr. Sinister on Throne. This giant Iceman. This giant Cyclops First Sentinel. This Namor Phoenix Force. Age of Apocalypse Magneto. And then these, I don't know if they've aired yet, but they do arrive this month, is a custom Sabretooth. And a Brown Wolverines vs. Ninja diorama. So those last two I'm not going to include in the rankings because I actually don't have when I'm filming this. Yes, I film stuff out of order. I'm actually in Phoenix when this is airing. So I don't live in Phoenix. I'm traveling. But it's a tough one. Honestly, one of my favorites, and I'm throwing price out the window, is my throne chair. I love this. Every time I walk down here, I'm kind of, Well, actually, it's more like... But yeah, I really like this. Not for the price. I think it was a ripoff, but it's I really enjoy it. Oh, another one I totally forgot about. This is what happens when you do it early in the morning. I also got this X-Men diorama right here. This Chibi. Very cool piece. Not one of my top 3 favorites. Then I'm going to have to throw... Oh, this is a tough one. It's either between that Iceman or that Silver Surfer, but I think the Silver Surfer would be number 2. Absolutely love that piece. And number 1 is the Cyclops. And this was incredibly tough for me this month. Some of my favorites are because of my attachment to the character. Some are because of the greatness of the statue. Like, I honestly think one of the best statues was actually that Namor that came, but my attachment to him is less. So those are kind of my top favorites for this month, and at the end of the year, we're going to do a top favorites, top 10 custom, top 10 licensed, all that good stuff. Now, before we jump into this, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because everything that we're talking about here is going to be aired on the Xtreme channel, and if you want to make sure you get alerts and see them and get the close-up details and reviews, you need to hit that subscribe button. But now, let's jump into what I purchased. And everything you see will be reviewed on the Xtreme channel, whether it's a trip, which I think I already told you I didn't purchase any trips this month, for pleasure at least, a high-end collectible, a whatever. It's all going to be viewed here on the Xtreme channel. Some, as I said, may have already dropped, and some will drop in the future. But let's jump right in. And this is where at the beginning I told you to put your wager in the bottom. You still have 1 quick second to do it. Go ahead and put your wager into the bottom of how many high-end things that I bought. And I'm going to tell you guys, you either are going to be really ashamed of me or really proud of me, because I did so freaking good. First day of the month, January 1st, I bought steel jaw statues for my lockdown. I'm rebuilding my lockdown after it shattered. I did have the steel jaw. I sold them because eventually I thought he was worthless, and he's almost completely rebuilt, and I'm really proud of my ability. But purchase these to go with him. They've already shipped, so they will be on tomorrow's video of what's arriving. And then I got an amazing deal on their original Revenge of the Fallen Megatron statue. Could not pass this up. Like I said, I don't know if the review is dropped or not, but awesome, awesome piece. It was one of my personal grails. And in that same line, my waitlist converted for the Prime 1 Studios Optimus Prime Jetpack statue. This will definitely be one of my most anticipated pieces. $3,000 this is. Frickin' nuts. I also purchased a custom quarter-scale Black Panther on throne statue. You guys know I'm a big throne guy, big custom guy, and they did some refinements to this statue, and it looks fabulous now. I can't wait to get him. Hopefully he comes in 2020. I also purchased another Transformers statue by XM Studios, their Starscream statue. Really, really pumped about this one. It's going to be my only non-movie line version for now, although I have some other ones I'm thinking about buying. Now, I have only 2 more. Only 2 more. That's how good I was. I'm very proud of myself, mostly because I paid $10,000 extra in shipping, so that pretty much slowed me down, and I had so many new pieces coming in anyway. Another one I bought, I can't share any information about it, but it's going to be a grail. That's all I can say. It's a custom piece. I can't even tell you what character, but it is going to be a grail, and I'm going to do something. It's a kit. Really crazy with it. So, should come this year for sure. Now, my last purchase that I made is not a collectible, but it is a vehicle. I've told you guys I started selling off some of my older parts of my collection, which I'm probably going to do another batch in February. I sold most of that first batch to fund part of this. And Mrs. X found out about this. And I don't know if this is going to come to fruition or not. It's a vehicle I had to actually pre-order, because it's not in production yet. It's not supposed to come out for about 18 months. And half the people love this vehicle and half the people hate it. But here it is right here. This is the new Tesla truck. And I purchased this because I'm a truck guy, first of all. definitely have to have a truck to transport all these statues. But this is different. So first of all, I purchased the most expensive model, the one that can get to 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds and has a self-driving aspect to it. Can get 500 miles on the charge with no gas. I don't know if you've seen this, guys, yet, but the body is impenetrable. The glass windows were supposed to be non-breakable, but they broke during the demo. I am so excited about this, more excited about anything else I've ordered. But I don't know if it's going to come to fruition. So just so you know, the pre-orders for this, you only have to put down a little bit of money, and it's refundable. I really hope this comes to fruition. I think it will. I don't think it will in the time frame they're saying. It's probably 3 or 4 more years out. But this was my most exciting purchase of the month. So kind of a different video than you guys are normally used to. If that disappointed you, get over it, Snowflake. But tune in tomorrow, because if you guys remember the January Xtreme Expos, all the statues that were supposed to arrive, and if you were around for the last 10 days, you saw how many ones came. You saw how many of them didn't come. Well, most of them, plus new ones, are coming in February. So stay tuned for tomorrow. You're going to see everything that's arriving in the month of February and all the cool stuff that's going on relating to the Xtreme channel and what to look forward to. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.